The magician's hands pass straight through each other. The magician takes his little finger and visually pulls it right off. The dot of ink on the magician's hand changes to the word love. The magician rotates his finger the wrong way round. And he makes his pinky vanish and then restores it. I'm also going to teach you how magicians really vanish coins. They use their little helper to take the coin and then vanish it. What's up everyone, Oscar Owen here, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you 10 amazing magic tricks that you can do with your hands. Make sure you follow me on Instagram by clicking the first link in the description, and if you're ready, let's go to the card table and learn these amazing magic tricks. The magician's hands pass straight through each other. This illusion is so strong, I'm going to show you again. The magician holds up his hands, and they pass right through each other.
So the secret behind this effect is actually really simple. What you need to do is place your left hand out in front of you like this, and all fingers open. Then take your right hand and come through and put your fingers through your hand like this. Do that once, do that twice, and then on the third time, your fingers come in between the gaps and they close, and then they reopen up, and these fingers close, and we move this hand forward. So let me just show you that last bit again. This hand's open here, you're coming in for the third time, your fingers close briefly, then reopen, and these fingers close. Then this hand, which has now got its fingers closed, moves forward, whilst the other hand moves backwards with its fingers open. When you put those two moves together, it creates the convincing illusion that one hand has just passed through the other.
The magician removes his thumb and then restores it. This is an old magic trick that every magician should know.
This is a classic effect in magic that every magician should know. So in order to do it, hold your hand like this and place this thumb down and level with your first finger here. Then take your other thumb and put it in this position and put it next to your thumb, and then place your first finger over the gap that your two thumbs create. What this means is, from the front view with your spectators ahead of you, when you move your finger to the side, it creates the convincing illusion that you've removed your thumb and then you've put it back on. So you hold your thumb like this, remove it, put it back on, and when restoring your thumb, use these two fingers to grab the thumb here. So your thumb goes in, you grab this thumb as you open it up and rotate. So the final bit looks like this. You show your fingers like this, you break the thumb, put it back on, and then restore it.
If you're interested in learning card tricks that are just too good to reveal on YouTube, then consider enrolling in my online card course, Card Magic Pro. If you want to learn how to do things like this,
it's an ace of clubs, heart, spades, it's ace of hearts. Get the actually, I'm done.
Then get the course. It teaches everything that I know about card magic, and yeah, you'll learn some incredible magic tricks, and it really does help support the channel as well. I'm going to teach you the same finger-bending effects that Dynamo performs to amaze crowds of people. The magician takes his finger and impossibly bends it inwards.
When someone asks to see a magic trick and I don't have anything on me, this is often the effect that I'll do. So you take your hand like this and you're creating the illusion that you're bending your finger inwards in a very unnatural position, and it often makes them freak out. Hold your hand nice and open, and all that's really happening is you're using your first finger to push your skin this way on your little finger. So just practice doing that. Take your first finger and push your skin inwards. Then at the same time, use your thumb and you're going to push the top of your little finger sideways. If I remove my first finger, all that's happening is that, which is a completely natural position. But as soon as you push the skin sideways, it really creates the illusion that your finger is being bent in a very unnatural position.
The magician only has 3 fingers and a thumb, not 4 fingers and a thumb.
This is a really simple illusion. Simply place your first finger down into the palm of your hand and then cover it up with your other fingers and thumb. And from the right angle, it really looks as if you've only got 3 fingers.
The magician removes his little finger and then puts it back on. This is one of the most visual magic tricks ever created and is a true gem as it requires nothing more than your hands. You need to learn this trick. In order to do this trick, you need to practice moving your little finger down below your ring finger. This will require some practice, but is actually quite easy to do. Move your little finger downwards until it's resting on your ring finger at your first knuckle. It doesn't need to be really tight, it just needs to be resting there gently. From the underside, it looks like this. Practice this in isolation so that it becomes natural. When doing this, you want the side of your first finger facing the spectator, and your middle finger and first finger below your ring finger to hide your little finger from the spectator's view.
So hold your hand nice wide and open like this, come in with your hand, and I like to put my fingers through this gap here and rotate my hand around as I'm about to take the finger. What this does is it secretly covers your finger and gives you plenty of time to move it behind your hand like this. So you come in, move it, and then bam, you pretend to take your finger. I like to leave my thumb sticking out slightly just to create the illusion that that might be the tip of my little finger. You show it to the spectator and then you put your hand back over here, bring the finger back out, and it looks as if you've just taken and restored your little finger.
The magician takes his first finger, suddenly twists it round so that it's facing the wrong way, and then quickly restores it back to normality.
The twisted finger illusion is one of my favourites. All you need to do is take a pen and then remove the pen cap. Place the pen cap against the very tip of your finger and press down really hard, and this creates an imprint on your finger that looks a bit like a fingernail. Once you've done that, you're ready to begin. Have your spectators sitting in front of you, show them your hand like this, grab your finger and then rotate your hand around, claiming that you're twisting your finger the wrong way. Then quickly open your hand, and it really looks from their point of view as if the fingernail is now on the other side of your hand and your finger's been rotated. Then twist your hand back around and show that everything has been restored.
The magician takes a coin and it jumps from hand to hand visually. This is one of the greatest tricks ever created. Get 2 identical coins and place the first into a finger palm. Then show the second coin to the spectator. After that, you need to drop the second coin. To do this, let the coin fall naturally into your hand by moving your fingers forward and thumb to the side. Keep the tips of your fingers at an angle to hide the coin from the spectator's view. To produce the coin, let it rest on your thumb and suddenly slide your fingers back with speed. If you perform these 2 moves at the same time, you get a very visual popping coin production. You need to practice these moves often to get it smooth. For the second production, do exactly the same as before, but with the other hand. Finally, you're going to slide the hidden coin upwards with your thumb whilst dropping the other coin into your fingers. It will give the convincing illusion that the coin has just jumped from one hand to the other. The magician takes his little finger, shrinks it, and then restores it.
So this is a really easy way to create the visual illusion that your little finger is shrinking and then getting bigger. So the way in which you do it is all that's happening is your finger's doing that and then you're covering it up with your thumb. But very importantly, the way in which you cover this up is you put your thumb on top of your little finger like that, and then you use this finger to pull it down. And what your thumb will do is hide this action here. So from the spectator's point of view, it looks like your finger's really small and then it's suddenly grown.
The magician has an ink dot on his hand. This visually changes to the word love after he shakes it.
So in order to do this effect, you're going to need to take your middle finger and then draw two different things on it. I've drawn a word up here, and then I've drawn a dot down here. Note how neither of these are drawn on the middle bit of the middle finger. The word is drawn on this edge here, and the dot is on the other edge. The way in which this trick works is once you've done these two markings on your hand, to begin, you take your first finger and cover up the word, and then your ring finger and you place it underneath the dot. So this just creates the illusion that there's nothing else in your hand and the dot's just displaying. Then as you shake your hand, you're going to move this finger down to reveal the word and this finger up to hide the dot. And then you want to rotate your wrist slightly as well. And what happens is it creates the convincing illusion that you've transformed the dot into a word. Just keep practicing this and playing around with it. It's actually really easy to do, and you'll be able to learn this in about 5 minutes.
The magician shows his empty hands and then removes his little finger visually. He then restores it. There are two parts to this trick. To begin, practice taking your left hand and placing your middle finger and thumb on your ring finger like this. Get used to this position. The second part requires you to practice pulling your little finger behind your ring finger. I taught this in detail earlier in the video, so go and watch the tutorial there. Once you can do these two moves, you're ready to begin. The most important part about this effect are the angles. You want your thumb and first finger facing the spectator, as this will cover your little finger that you're hiding.
Once you can do those two moves, you're ready to begin. Simply put your little finger here, hold your ring finger, and then just put it on top of where your pinky should be. And you can almost see that this looks as if you're holding your little finger here. So this finger is representing your little finger. Then what happens is you simply move this finger away. It momentarily looks like you're missing a finger and you're holding it between this hand, then quickly put it back on and it looks as if you've taken and restored your little finger.
The magician places a coin into his palm. Amazingly, a little hand comes out and grabs the coin. This is a fun, easy, and amazing trick that takes seconds to learn.
In order to do this trick, you're going to need a little hand gimmick like this that I'll leave a link down to in the description, and a magnetic coin. Lots of coins like pennies are naturally magnetic, or you can go and buy a magnetic coin like this pound coin here. I'll leave a link down in the description to where you can get one of them as well. To begin, place this little gimmick on your finger like this, and this is a little hand that's got a magnet in it, just like that. Then what you're going to do is simply display the magnetic coin to the spectator. Then bring this hand up, keeping the fingers closed, and just place the magnetic coin on the top of your hand like this. Then all that happens with this hand not covering is your little finger comes forward, it places the hand onto the coin, and then pulls it back. But when you cover this up with your hand, it looks like the little hand is reaching out, grabbing the coin, and then going back. Then simply drop your hands down to the side, remove your little finger, and place everything into your pocket to end clean.